Guys, CraftyType1 here, and we're back with episode 2 of We Speak Weekly, the Nintendo show where we talk about almost everything Nintendo. Today, we'll be focusing on primarily Pokémon Legends Z-A because this game just came out like 2 days ago. And I am joined by my one and only brother, Jesse.
Hola.
You guys probably recognize him from previous discussions that we had. Drake is, you know, he'll be back next week, but we both finished the game essentially. So we are just gonna kind of talk about it. We're gonna be diving into some more broader takeaways first, like non-spoilery kind of stuff, and then the deeper we go into this episode, the more spoilery, and we'll have spoiler warnings if you don't want to listen to all of that. But I guess let's kind of describe really quick where we're at in the game. I actually rolled credits and it took me exactly 30 hours. Where are you at kind of like story-wise, percentage-wise, without like sharing too much?
I think I'm most likely like 80% in the story.
Yeah, I think from what you told me where you're at, I'd say you're about like almost 90 actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But again, before we're diving into like the spoilery kind of details, let's just kind of talk about our initial impressions, broad takeaways, the tone, gameplay loop, and overall feelings without any massive story spoilers. So, um, how does this compare to Legends Arceus? Is the best way, I guess, is a good way to start it.
I think I like it more than Arceus, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. I actually would have to say I would have to agree. Yeah.
I don't know if it's because Arceus was a Switch 1. I don't know if it's because I'm playing on the Switch 2, but I don't know. It just feels different and smoother. I just like it more than
Well,
Arceus.
yeah, I think we could kind of just start talking about that. The game feels smooth. Like it doesn't
Serious.
feel like Scarlet and Violet. But of course, we're both playing this on the Switch too.
Yeah.
I don't think we don't have any experience on the Switch 1. So yeah, this is strictly all our Switch 2 impressions, which runs basically a solid 60 FPS.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Switch 1 version, from what I heard, is pretty stable, but it's like 30 FPS max. But there is a lot of points and times where it gets pretty low on the frame rate side of things.
Right.
But yeah, it the way it feels compared to Legends Arceus is a lot more smoother. Comparing it in that regard, I definitely do enjoy this gameplay loop a little bit more. Of course, Legends Arceus, we know, was the first of the Legends series and kind of,
Mhm.
started this. But I do think it focused a little too much on catching
The Arceus or ZA?
Arceus. And I think ZA has a good mix between the two, if that makes sense. Like there is enough catching for me to be satisfied, but there's enough battling as well. Definitely more battle focused, but I
Mhm.
do think, yeah, it's a good balance between the two.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on how Arceus was more focused catching, but I think that's only because it was their first Legends game, and it was different on how to catch Pokemon. It's not like the usual, run into them and throw them and stuff like that. And then yeah, I think ZA does like mix it both perfectly. I do think it was more battle focused though.
Yeah. So, starting in the beginning of the game, actually, the tutorial basically spans the first 5 missions, and that took me about like 2 hours on stream.
Yeah.
I was kind of doing a little bit of side content too, like exploring a bit. How long did that really take you?
I think it was the same amount, an hour, maybe yeah, 2 hours. I remember just keep trying to go out, but I was like, oh no, we need to,
Yeah.
stick on track.
Um, yeah, and then actually, so I'm gonna get into like my first kind of quote unquote dislike of this game right now, and I think this is kind of shared amongst a lot of reviewers. I didn't notice this particular quality of the game until after mission 5, which when like it opens up the whole city, and that is how flat the walls are.
Bro, I remember I've seen so many videos. I didn't recognize it until I've seen the videos. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't think it's bad, but
it's the same in the Switch 1 version as well. So we can't even be like, oh, it's like a Switch 2 quirk. No, it's just, yeah. I honestly think that is like one of my only complaints about the game.
I think I really don't have a problem with it. I think the biggest complaint I have about the game is there's no voice acting.
Yeah, I think I'm just kind of Nintendo has never touched voice acting. Game Freak either, Pokemon Company. I mean, I guess Pokemon
Mhm.
Company less so. They have. So I wasn't really. I'm not expecting it anytime soon. Not for like at least another 5 years. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't expecting it, but I just think the game could have like benefited more with it. Literally in the first there was like a cutscene as soon as you got into
Yeah.
Lumiose. I'm like, oh,
Uh-huh.
maybe it could have had a voice acting there.
Okay.
Like maybe just in the cinematics.
They stepped it up with the cutscenes. And to be honest, there was like few and far between. There was the first one, like in the tutorial areas, where you meet Tawny for the first time, right? And then of course
Mhm.
each of like the key characters get like a battle intro animation. But
Yeah.
then like toward the end of the game, there is like straight like 10 minutes worth of cutscenes, I'd say.
Mhm.
And they are really well animated.
I know. I think I could already tell the difference. I even just playing the game, I could tell the difference, and
I
I
was
think they really
like,
did step it up. Yeah.
yeah, is this mocapped or something? Because like, it was just so smooth. One thing I was actually really impressed by in each of the cutscenes, they actually take your fashion too. Like they fully modeled each of the different fashion. Because like as you can see on screen right now, we have like both of our fits. Um, I have like a layered kind of sweater with a dress shirt under it, and there was like close up shots in some of the cutscenes of my shirt, and you could actually see that they modeled the sweater over a different shirt. It's not just like a flat texture over like a basic shirt, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was actually kind of impressed by that. That was just a random
Right.
side tangent, but I definitely see what you're saying when it comes from you know voice acting because the way that it's animated, they animate the lip flaps and everything. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'm not expecting it for the next games, but I think it would be great.
Yeah.
Um, okay, I kind of going into like similar topic. Does, Kalos or I guess Lumio City as a whole, do you think it was like enough of an environment?
I if I recall correctly, I do remember people were skeptical about it being the main, area. Um, I don't think it's bad. I just wish maybe it could have been a little bit bigger, as in like, yeah, maybe the sewers or, just something like those.
Yeah, so I guess minor spoiler. There is like a sewer section of the game, but it's not as big as you would hope. Like I found out someone in chat mentioned it when I was playing the game, and I thought it was gonna be massive. Like it was gonna
Mm-hmm.
be like basically double Lumio City size because of course it's based off of France. France has catacombs. Catacombs you actually like you can't go into them because you could legit get lost in them. Um, I thought they would have something similar, but they didn't. Um, I'm kind of torn right now because like I guess we could go into some of the mechanics too. Wild zones as a mechanic, I think are cool. Um,
You really?
they add nice varieties. Like there's different wild zones. There's one themed around ice. There's one themed around like steel-ish. There's one. I think there's like
Mhm.
a desert themed one.
Right,
Um,
yeah.
I think my problem with them though is that they're kind of quick. Like you could
Ye-
hypothetically complete a wild zone in like maybe
And
10 minutes.
yeah. I think the first Wild Zone 1 and 3 I completed as soon as I found them. I know there are some Pokemon you have to come back and catch them, but I do agree with you. I think they are kind of relatively quick to complete.
Yeah, and like so there's quite a few of them. Over 10, I'm going to say before we get into like spoilers, but it yeah, by the time I finished the game, I already completed over half of them. So it's like post game content wise, it's gonna be like maybe an hour tops to like complete that side of things.
Uh-huh.
Of course, you could find Pokemon other like outside the Wild Zones, but I think Wild Zones add that variety to Lumiose City that I feel like a lot of people were kind of complaining about that was like lacking. I personally think Lumiose City is big enough to like explore.
Yeah.
I think it's like the perfect size because you could go on rooftops, you could, you know, run around. It takes like, I don't know, 8 minutes to go from one side to the other of your just straight sprinting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think to me personally, I just kind of wish there was a little bit more surprise when it came to what was inside Lumiose City.
Mm-hmm.
It was all just kind of run of the mill. The sewers were a nice surprise, but it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
I guess since we're kind of going into the mechanics, I guess the next big kind of game concept in ZA is Emma and her side missions where you're like helping out people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so this was all introduced in the first 5 missions. So I'm like, I'm not really considering this spoilers. Plus, she was in the trailers too. But essentially, if you for some reason don't know, but Emma's in the game and like she has basically tasks you with doing small side jobs for people around Lumiose City. What's your opinion on these?
Um, I don't I don't know. I don't know what you get out of it, like reward wise. And I don't usually do side missions until after I beat the game. So
Yeah.
either right now I'm like kind of 50-50 about
I
it.
mean, like, I don't know if you get anything with Emma if you complete everything, but I mean, you get like sizable rewards for doing each side mission. Then some of them are cool. I think I did a few that were like battle challenges. Some of them are just literally like run to an area. I think those were kind of annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of hit or miss for me, but overall, I'd say it's a cool distraction. But like, it's gonna feel kind of daunting to do after the fact. Like as you said, like I did not do most of the side missions, and I'm planning to do them all post game.
Right.
I do know like a few of my viewers were saying that they were doing each side mission as they became available. So like before the next major section, they would do all the side missions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I actually have no idea what we do if we do get anything from Emma. If
You do all of them.
Yeah, if you do all of them. But yeah, I mean they give you XP crystals or sorry, XP candy,
Mm-hmm.
money. Money is a non-existent problem late game.
Yeah, literally, bro.
I think I entered the game with like 400,000 and I bought like the most expensive clothing items too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um okay. But yeah, I mean overall there's some interesting rewards. That's how you get like the EVO light too and like some certain what do we call it? Mega stones is from those rewards as well, or from the side missions. But
Right. Yeah.
they just seem a little like they're again they're just hit or miss. Some of them are fun, some of them are just like bruh.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are just bruh, around Lumiose City, there's these things like these scaffolding parkour challenging things.
Mm-hmm.
I hate them.
I don't hate them,
No,
but I don't think it's
I
needed.
despise them. I don't know. They just don't fit. Like for one, like they don't fit in Lumiose City to me personally. They just are just an eyesore. And for two, like this game doesn't have a lot of movement tech into it. They have like maybe three
Yeah.
different movement options. So essentially, all you're doing is on a balancing beam
Yeah,
for
literally.
every single one of them. And what's on these scaffolding are like pretty sizable items. These items you could trade in. I guess I'm not gonna say what they are, but you could trade in these items that you get on the scaffolding to like level up your XP gain, your catch up, your I believe other one was like the amount you could get hit before you knock out, like you as a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, honestly, like I just I don't know. I didn't go out of my way to do them. coincidentally, I was on a rooftop. I just jump off of the roof on top of one of them,
Yeah,
and
literally.
get the item to do those trade-ins.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I think that's actually probably one of the biggest things that I think is just kind of pointless.
Yeah.
They could have tied those to like other stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but okay, going into I guess some of the bigger gameplay mechanics. I guess let's just kind of go into battling, real time battling. I'm surprised we actually made it this far without talking about it. What's your opinions on them?
I really enjoy it, like thoroughly. Like I think as soon as I felt it, I like just fell in love with it. I think it makes the game not more fun, but like I don't know, it just adds something new that makes me like it.
Okay, for me, I don't know how I feel about it just yet. I'm hoping like I'm gonna probably tweak my team in post game. So if you guys
Mhm.
didn't watch my marathon stream, I decided to do mono ghost type team because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, a mono type team. But I've only really played mainline games when I've like thought about it. I think this game was not the game to do that with, just because I feel like you need type diversity to even like have a good time.
I think that's what makes it fun.
Yeah, because like of course with like a traditional Pokemon game, you have that time to strategize, to think, even if you're at a disadvantage.
Hmm.
Um, that you know with a mono ghost type team, but in this game, it is just go go go, which is a cool thing. I do like Legends Arceus kind of made catching super quick. Like you could literally just chuck a ball. I think
Yeah.
Legends Z-A made battling quick in a good way.
Hmm.
What was your team actually for the game?
It's not even like a complete team. I'm definitely not gonna complete it. I mean, you'd have keep it after I beat the game, but right now I think it's Emboar, Blastoise, was it Barnacle or something like that?
Yeah.
Chestnut, Halucha, and I forgot my last one.
Okay, going off of a little side tangent. Is it just me or does like the decks feel a little light?
It does. It
Because
definitely does.
I remember I was looking at like the decks to like plan out my team, and there isn't really a lot of like fire, grass types, or water types, and I was
Mhm.
like, it was crazy because like you're kind of forced to use more than 2 starters if you
Yeah.
want like really good type diversity. And I'm like the type of person where like I don't really want to use more than 2 starters because it feels like I'm like cheating in a sense.
Hmm.
But yeah, so like if you want like genuinely good type diversity, you're gonna need, yeah, they give you one of the Kalos starters, of course the ZA starters, and then the Gen 1 starters um during the length of the story. So yeah. I what you know, if I were to choose, if I were to use them, I did choose Totodile, but then I would have I picked Venusaur, and then I probably would have used Fennekin if I would have went with those three.
Really?
Yeah, but then again I decided to do mono ghost type team. It was just like I think every ghost type you could actually have in the game I used. Frostlass, um Chandelure, Honedge. Speaking of Honedge and Aegislash is terrible. And this is like a quirk of the battle system. Every second counts. So like that's like it's a good or a bad, it's a good and a bad thing, I should say. I think like whenever the meta gets established for this game, it's just gonna be Pokemon that have fast moves that hit hard.
I was just gonna say, I think that's 'cause obviously I'm gonna play ranked for, Green Ninjas, Mega and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I think I'm scared because I think that's where it's gonna go, like the least cooldown that can hit for, a good
Yeah. I
damage.
mean, there was some like cool moves that did like cool real time effects. Like
Hmm.
my Chandelure had like fire spin, which like a fire whirlpool in the middle of the battlefield.
Yeah, yeah,
I know like what Stealth Rock, I believe, they put spikes on the
yeah.
battlefield. And I genuinely think that's cool. And I also
Hmm.
think you have to think about when making your move set, um, the distance in between your Pokemon as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I was making, I believe, what Pokemon was it for? It was like I'm forgetting the name of my profile for some reason. I renamed them like Aegis Slash, for example. When I was using Aegis Slash, you can have Shadow Ball, which is a distance move, but then you could also have like just what Psycho Blade, or I believe is what it's called, or Psycho Cut. But you have to move forward closer to the Pokemon to do that. So it isn't like a instant hit. You do Shadow Ball, and then you have to walk up to the Pokemon, do the physical attacking move, and then whatever you do next, you have to get back into a position. So I think like it's cool, and I'm gonna have to like actually do some bit of research when I make my actual like quote unquote team.
Yeah.
Because I think that's where my disdain for this system comes from, is that I probably just was not having the best experience with it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, again, like monotype teams, you have no room to think. It's just you're getting bodied. And for some reason, whenever you send out a Pokemon, the opponent's Pokemon always gets a hit off.
Yeah.
And they always went through the super effective move. And like I was like, dark type, I was literally dying. I didn't have anything to combat dark types or really fire types either. So those just absolutely destroyed me, especially toward end game. But yeah, I honestly think I do like the shakeup of the battle system, just because we've played with the turn based for a while. So it's nice feeling a little lost for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I guess my opinions on it, I'm gonna have to. I'm not enjoying it right now, but I think once I get a solid team, I might enjoy it a bit more.
I think that could be the reason. I don't know. I think I don't know why. I just really like it. I don't know if it's because in previous Pokemon games, like for example, Scarlet and Violet, I usually could sweep with my starter, like just one Pokemon. But when I'm battling, I feel like I'm always having to switch out a Pokemon or, something like that.
Yeah, and there's some like how do you already say this? There's like some nuances to the battle system, because I at the beginning of the game just kept like holding the target button to target your opponent. But then I realized you could actually just straight up dodge their attacks if you untarget and run away, like, reposition.
Yeah.
And that actually kind of changed my mindset a little bit on the battle, and it became a little bit more enjoyable.
I think I did the same thing. Yeah, like the first half of the game, I was just only targeting, but then, yeah, I later realized you can untarget, dodge it, and then,
Yeah. I have you figured out how broken poison is, and burn actually too?
Is it even like, does it even go away? Does it stay until your Pokemon
It
launches out,
doesn't.
bro?
Like, yeah, literally if you get poison off on a Pokemon, you just run. They can't hit you. You literally, like, I think every move can't really hit. And hypothetically, if a move were to hit, you could just like time your Pokemon to switch out, and you could dodge it too.
Yeah.
Same thing with burn. So like,
I don't know if I'm a fan of that, honestly.
I mean, yeah, it just seems like you're cheesing the system.
Literally.
I'm interested to see how like the ranked battle kind of plays out again. Like I'd like to see move sets for each of the Pokemon. But it definitely seems like poison types and fire types are by far the best types in the game, just for like the status moves.
Literally.
Yeah, well, I guess speaking of status moves as well, I kind of feel like they're a little useless.
I know I don't see a point of saying confusion or paralyzed.
Okay, paralyze, I think so, is pretty good, because like they can't run away. You get, I think your movement speed gets cut in half.
Yeah.
Confusion, I have no idea what that does.
Yeah, I don't think it did anything.
But I'm talking about like attack buffs and defense buffs.
Oh, like sword stance.
Yeah, I had sword stance for a while, and it like, bro, you stand still for 3 seconds, and your opponent just kind of gets pot shots.
I think to me it only benefited me in the Rogue Megas. That's literally it. But then I don't know how it's gonna work out in actual online PvP play, or even Z-A Royale. I did not use them at all because it always just made them stay still and take a hit.
Yeah. I think that's a really good segue to talk about megas and mega evolutions. I guess let's talk about rogue megas first. How did you enjoy those like pseudo raid kind of battles?
I thought it was cool. I think I just miss more. Like my favorite thing was the Dynamax raids or whatever.
Yeah.
Like doing it with other people. But then again, it's a Legends game. But I liked it. I thought it was cool and fun.
Yeah, I definitely like it definitely feels like it would be more enjoyable with like online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but without talking about the specific legend or megas, we'll get into that a little later. I I don't know. I felt like it was a little button mashy.
I could see where you're coming from because I think in the beginning, like when you're getting your mega shards or whatever,
Yeah.
it feels like that. But then when you get your mega, I don't feel it
I
that
don't know. I
much.
think Game Freak knew that as well because like I don't know if you like blacked out at all during any of one of them, but if you blacked out at all, you could actually just restart with the same damage that you done.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just
Uh,
gonna ask you, do you want to restart with the same damage or not? And then you could literally just say yes and you get no penalty and it's just that.
I think that's dumb.
I think they realize just how I'm not gonna say
But
like pointless. It's just to me it feels a little pointless. You're literally button mashing your super effective move and that's it.
Mhm.
And it's like they have so much health too. So it's like
Yeah,
maybe a solid 6 to 8 minutes of you doing that.
I think that's what took like that was the most time consuming thing out of the whole game.
Honestly, I would probably want no Rogue Megas.
Really?
Yeah, if I were to be like, I don't. If I were to like take something out of this game, it would probably be like Rogue Megas. Maybe not for like the story's sake, but just for the pure gameplay aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, they definitely chugged a bit. Going into the megas without actually talking about the specific ones, what do you think of the system?
What do you mean?
Like, it was like more like real time, I guess, where it's like, there's a time limit. You collect mega energy, especially during real time battles.
Mm-hmm.
The one confusing part of this whole thing is C plus moves, I believe it was what it was called.
Yeah, I think I I don't get the point of like I understand, but I think I've never used it without not being in Mega Evolution.
Apparently, I was looking at the tooltips, it would make like a super effective move like times 4 instead of times 2. Or
Yeah.
like times 8 instead of times 4, stuff like that. If if you were to do it, or it'd make like a normal effective move times 2, or it would make a not very effective move a effective move, or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, according to the tooltips, but like I was talking with people in chat. Apparently people were thinking like this makes sense too. It's for a Pokemon that can't Mega, so it's like, oh, if you need to deal damage to a Rogue Mega, just hit C plus, and it does the same amount of
Yeah.
damage.
I think that's what it's why they even have it, just for the Rogue Megas.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems more like a gimmick more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. We'll get into the our favorite megas and the overall mega designs in a bit. Um I guess last thing when it comes to like overall gameplay, did you find the game difficult at all?
I think to an extent, not like too difficult to where I'm like stuck. I think the pacing was actually better than any other Pokemon game.
Oh, 100%. I actually agree with that.
Like my levels were always like pretty even. I was never over leveled or never under leveled.
Yeah, I think actually I don't think I ever was severely over leveled or severely under leveled. It was always like the perfect amount.
Yeah, if anything, I was over leveled by like three or
Yeah,
two.
exactly. I think like if I was over leveled, it'd be one Pokemon that's like over leveled by like three. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's just the way the whole system works. The ZA Battle
Yeah.
Royale. Um, and then it goes into it's like the whole story structure is you do Rogue Megas, then you find your challenger ticket, then you do ZA Battle Royale, and then after the ZA you do your like final promotion match.
Yeah.
And I think that whole loop was pretty good, like genuinely pacing wise and
Yeah.
everything.
Nothing got too boring or stale or like repetitive. I think it was all
Uh,
nice and
like for me, since I was doing mono type team, it was a little difficult, but like I'm pretty sure if I had an even type spread, it would have been like a decent challenge, especially because it's a new system. So like we had to understand why certain things do. Oh, like speaking of protect, way better than
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I think it's actually broken.
You need to have protect on your pro. It's basically like a perfect parry. It's the best way I could describe
Yeah,
it.
literally.
Yeah. Actually, last gameplay thing to talk about ZA Battle Royale. What is your thoughts on that?
I genuinely liked it. I really liked it. I just think it could have been in ranked battles. I hate how it's only with, story or, bots,
Yeah,
whatever.
I do think like we'll get into the ranked battle in a second, but just the whole system on ranked battle, I don't really care for. But I do
Mhm.
think if they did like ZA Battle Royale, where it's like four different people running around a map, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, I like the whole system. You collect like these mission cards in there. You also collect medals. You could like sneak up on people. And I like how like every different battle royale is a different area of Lumio City. It's not just like the same one over and over again.
yeah.
I think it genuinely probably was my favorite part of the game.
The combat. I just anything about the combat I think I loved.
Yeah, but like that in specifically, because it had like structure to it to a point where like I could honestly see it being a roguelike.
Yeah, honestly, I would
I
like that actually.
I was like praying post game there'd be like a roguelike mode where you could get like the highest kind of like you could just go for the high score basically.
Yeah.
We'll get into post game content, but yeah, overall ZA Battle Royale I genuinely think was a blast, and
Yeah.
I kind of want something similar in Gen 10.
I hope so too. I wish you to keep well ZA Royale as a gimmick, or you mean the combat like,
Well, I mean,
real
not the
time, right?
combat. So yeah, this was actually a question I have down right now. If you were to take one thing from Gen or from this game and move it over to Gen 10, what would it be? For me, it would actually just be like a structured kind of repeatable battle gimmick like ZA Battle
Hmm.
Royale.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be ZA Battle Royale, but like if the Gen
So
10 has a sort of thing where it's like, oh, this island has your random trainer is this specific time of day, or I don't know, something like that. And
yeah.
I think like a lot of people want this because what Battle Tower was common in post games of a lot of Pokemon games, and they were essentially that. It was just a random trainer, and you just keep going until you die. I think I would just want that in the next game.
I understand like so you would prefer no gyms. You'd prefer, you know.
I mean honestly, as a story gimmick too, I think the whole rank up thing is great. Um, I don't know. I would want gyms. I don't know. I just think I want essentially a battle tower or something where I could just see as a roguelike mode. Because I definitely
Like
think, yeah, ZA Battle Royale feels like a roguelike in a sense.
I think they could have done that with the letter grading. Like you could
I
start without the skip, like actually go to A.
yeah, we'll get into the story in a little bit because there's that part that we genuinely I think didn't really play well. But going back to the original question, what mechanic or part of Legends ZA would you want to see in Gen 10?
I don't know. I'm torn between what you said, ZA Royale, or I genuinely love the combat. I think they did that great, and I honestly want to see that in other games. Maybe the next Legends game. If we're talking about just another, like for example,
Yeah,
Waves, I want to ZA Royale.
for Gen 10, I would probably say no. I think stick to like the turn based because that's like just like
Mhm.
bread and butter. Um, but yeah, I would definitely like to see maybe the next Legends game is still being real time battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I genuinely think the this battle system has its nuances that make it interesting to me. Because like, yeah, I have to learn a new battle system. These moves that I'm used to don't do what they did before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we kind of already talked about the most of the world. Is there like a specific environment, wild zone part that you like the most in Lumiose?
A specific wild zone?
Well, it doesn't have to be Wild Zone. Actually, I'll answer the question right now for myself. I
Mhm.
love the cafes.
Yeah.
There's so many of them. And honestly, I think it's like they want you to like sit down at each of them because each cafe has a different pose. If you go to one, you get a cup of coffee with your Pokemon and you pose
Mhm.
differently for each of them.
I don't know. I mean, the cafes are cool. I like how you can sit down. I think maybe the food trucks, honestly.
The food truck, yeah. I mean, the cafe food trucks are like,
More specifically, like the flame one.
yeah, yeah. You know what? I take it back. You know, one thing I want to see in Gen 10, the fashion.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah. The fashion was so good.
I was just thinking about that right now. We'll talk about that because, like, I was just thinking about it. Like, what is my favorite part of Lumiose City? It's like the cafes and the literal malls. I
The
think
little what?
the literal malls, like the
Oh,
shopping
oh.
areas.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I personally like I have a love-hate relationship with these little shopping sections they have. Essentially what they did is they marked a few places in the map where there's like what, like six shops. And each shop
Yeah.
has a different selection of clothing, but you have to like walk to each shop to see them. Like, why not just go to like a kiosk in the middle of the shopping area and get a list of everything in that? Like, I think that's fine, but it was a little tedious to kind of try and see everything available.
Yeah.
But this whole gradient hair system thing, also the short part, long or short bangs, long bangs with the hair is like this is the most I felt like myself in a Pokemon game.
I I that I think that's one of the biggest dislikes I have about the game is
What, the hair?
I don't know. Yeah, I think every time I'm in a game, there's no hairstyle I like. And then
I
the one thing that made me furious is that you have to have bangs, bro. I'm like, why can't I have
Okay,
none?
I do agree with this. I think if they did like the bang length system, just do no bangs, short bangs, long bangs, and that's
Mhm.
literally it. I think that
Yeah.
that plus the 20 hairstyles, which you can unlock more. There's like a side quest where you could like bring this person fur, and you unlock
Yeah.
I think four new hairstyles, and then you bring this person different flowettes. You unlock four new colors, but
Nice.
yeah, legitimately, I think this whole like technically, what is that? What's 20 times four? 80?
80?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
80 different hairstyles if you want to consider each of the bangs,
Mhm.
which I think is cool. Yeah,
No,
but
I
yeah, I do
sorry.
agree. I think like no bangs should have been an option.
It should have been an option. It should have been obvious, but it makes me angry.
Yeah, I also do wish there was a little bit more glasses. There was only one shop that had glasses.
I don't even think I've seen
Yeah,
it.
and
I don't even have any
I
accessories on, so no.
genuinely do think that glasses should just be like a basic square frame that you should get offered at least once. It shouldn't be like locked behind a in-game paywall.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, there's like one shop that has glasses. But the fashion in the game is low key like drippy. They make it so easy just to feel fashionable.
Yeah, I felt like a model. I felt like walking down the streets, I felt like people were like, "Oh my gosh, who is that stud?" Like, bro, I felt so sexy.
They really made it easy. Like the shirts are like layered in a way where like it still feels like one outfit, but it's like or like one shirt, but it feels like an outfit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a good job. And then like each of them are modeled differently. Like of course, like some of them share its own like model, but
Mhm.
yeah, some of them legitimately have like a different model to them.
Yeah,
The
I think
sh
they did really good with the fashion.
Yeah, the shoes too. I just want to point this out. There's a pair of $100,000. They're basically Yeezys. Um, I was so loaded, like late game, I just bought them.
You get this money so easily too, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's a problem.
Mhm. But yeah, those are probably like my most favorite parts of Lumios is probably like the shopping areas and the cafes. The overall
Mhm.
city, like again, I'm gonna reiterate this, it doesn't really feel that like I like it. No, I mean it doesn't feel that empty is the what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Do you think like it would you say it feels alive?
yeah. I didn't think I was in like what is it, Luminos or Lumios. I felt like I was actually in France.
Yeah. Like if like it's crazy like if you think about it. Like cities in Pokemon games have literally been like 3 buildings.
Hmm.
This felt like a city in a
An
Pokemon game.
actual,
Yeah.
yeah,
Imagine if every city was made to this depth and there would be like 8 of them. That would be legit crazy.
yeah.
This would be like a modern day JRPG. But we're not in that era. So still I genuinely do think the game felt alive. There was like Pokemon flying in the air. There's actual there's like trainers running around. There was
Mhm.
I think if I were to like change anything, I'd probably make it where there was a few more NPCs just like walking around, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
some of them were on like a strict path, like you could kind of tell, but then there was others that were like the toads
Actually,
inside Mario Kart World, where they
like,
literally just go somewhere.
yeah.
I just wanted to see that. And of course, like that's such an obvious thing. Of course I want to see more, but I feel like the pop in wasn't that bad. And
I don't think so either.
I want to reiterate that we're playing on the Switch 2. So I cannot say how it is for the Switch 1. I think it is a bit worse. But there always felt like enough Pokemon and enough people on the screen.
Yeah.
But of course I do feel like as a city, there could always be more.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. Um Going to performance now. I mean, we did you experience any hiccups?
I think if I forgot who it was, I experienced literally like a split second frame drop um
Oh, really?
when fighting a Mega Rogue. I forgot which one, but I it was literally like a split second. It was not bad. Other than
Yeah.
that, I had no like
Oh, so it's still just ultimately better than Scarlet and Violet.
yeah,
But yeah,
literally
I mean, honestly, again, like we're playing this on the Switch 2. This game was designed for the Switch 1, so of course it's gonna be better. I am crossing my fingers that Gen 10 is supposed to be Switch 1 and a Switch 2 game. I have a feeling it's going to be. But if what that means is again the Switch 2 version is just gonna run so well.
better. Yeah.
Visually, I think besides the flat looking walls, everything else was great.
It makes
Again,
me angry. Hear people I have a problem with these walls, bro. I don't know why people are so angry with them.
you don't have a problem with the walls?
No, I think it's
Yeah,
just
you're
fine the
no,
way they
you
are.
you are crazy.
I think I might just be a D1 glazer, but like, holy, I don't see a
It's
problem.
no, you're absolutely crazy. Um, yeah, again, for me, it's just besides the walls. It's crazy because like a lot of people are saying the art style is trash, and
What?
yeah, and I'm like, what are we looking at the
It looks
same
so
game?
good.
But like again, I agree that the walls are flat. It honestly takes me out of the game so much when I'm just running down the street and I see a flat wall with those like window textures.
I understand where people come from. Like, I mean, but when has Game Freak ever done something that's not flat?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I
Well,
don't know what people
this
expected.
is for a conversation for another time because like one of my viewers in chat was saying like when are we gonna get like a really next level Pokemon game? And I was saying like we're never to be honest. If Game Freak is still making these games, I don't think they are great. Okay, I don't want to like knock them down because of course I can't make a Pokemon game. But compared to other studios, I feel like Game Freak isn't of the same level as, let's just say, Monolith Soft or
Mm,
Capcom or Square Enix.
I don't know. I haven't lost trust in them. I'm honestly hoping, not even hoping, I believe they can do better with their, especially the games that just got leaked. I can honestly see them doing better in their next Legends game or even their biggest game coming out.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about the leak stuff in a whole nother episode. But yeah, genuinely, I just hope they learn, if that makes sense, and that's all we can hope because I'm pretty sure, like Game Freak is gonna just develop all the big Pokemon games.
I
So
guess I just think they're relying too much on the Scarlet and Violet look. I'm not saying it's a bad look. On Scarlet on the Switch one, Scarlet and Violet did look
rough.
not bad, but it didn't look good. Yeah. I think they did make it look a lot better in this game, but I just don't think they should stick with it forever.
That's crazy. I genuinely think, like, I hope that Gen 10 uses this engine, this look.
I think like yeah, this look was nice. I think they could, but I honestly want them to go back to Arceus's art style.
Well, that was more watercolor, more like I like how vibrant this art style kind of is.
This one was more vibrant, yeah.
It definitely feels like Scarlet and Violet in a way, like the art style, and I really do hope that they keep it for Gen 10. I think like they definitely improved upon it. It's a lot. There's a lot more subtlety to it. With Scarlet and Violet, it was a lot more like harsh colors, but of course, like as you can see with the hair and with a lot of the textures, there's a lot more like gradients, which I think make smooth everything out and make it feel less hard and like jagged.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Of course, this is all going off of the Switch too. So
Yeah, so I can't compare.
yeah, I might. I wonder if I could like. I have the Switch 2 version, but I could probably play it on the Switch 1. No.
Well, I know All Star plays which one, so we can see what she says, but
Oh yeah. I'll have to talk to her. We'll have to get her on the next episode or something. Um. So we talked about performance, we talked about graphics, but now let's talk about sound, music. What's your opinion? Like, goddamn, this music
I
is.
think it's I think it was phenomenal. I did like the jazz as soon as we got into the city. I'm like, oh man,
Bro,
even the battle.
I love bossa nova. I love jazz. I love literally every part. They have slap bass in the battle
Yeah.
themes, and I'm like, what the heck? I think legit every single track I think is a banger. Even the
I
chill
think
ones, even the real or even the hype ones.
I yeah, I agree. Like I'm excited for it to come out on what is it, Nintendo Music to listen to. I don't think there's a song I would skip, but I still think Gala Region or Sword and Shield had the best original soundtrack.
I don't know. I think I would have to disagree on that. I just think this is like by far the best soundtrack we've gotten in a Pokemon game in modern day Pokemon. And I do agree like Sword and Shield's music is good, but I just vibe a lot more with like jazz and like the Nova beats, the chill vibes that they have.
I think if I ranked obviously Sword and Shield is number one. I think this would be number two.
Hmm. I again like it's just like you're running around Lumiose City and it's just the nice simple I don't even leave the main theme, the da, and I'm like, bruh, it's just so nice. I could legit just run around with listening to that theme.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this will definitely be one of the things I'd like
Yeah,
right now, it's say Pop Demon Hunters. I think it'll be is right now.
it'll definitely get put into my study playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think anything else you wanted to touch on when it comes to like non-spoilery kind of stuff before we get into like light spoilers?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's it's pretty much it. Yeah, I want to talk about when it comes to non-spoilery stuff. We are now getting into light spoilers. We're gonna kind of go over some of the characters that were discussed in the trailers, and then we'll get more into like I'd say 100% spoiler zone territory. But
Mhm.
Team MZ and like the major story beats. What is your opinion on the whole team? Was
I
it
actually
Tawny,
really
Naveen,
uh
Lydia?
I really like them actually, especially well actually Naveen was 50-50 for me. He was always 50-50 for me, but I think Tawny and Lita or whatever and AZ was 50-50 too. But I really liked them. I thought they were cool and stuff like that.
I I think Lydia didn't get enough screen time, to be honest.
No,
It's
yeah, I do agree with that.
yeah, Naveen definitely got a lot more screen time. Of course, Tawny got a lot, or was it who was the male version? Well, we both chose the male protagonist, so we got Tawny.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't even know his name because I only wanted Tawny. Tawny.
Yeah, I just want to throw this out there, like, bro, why are the characters so caked up?
What are you saying?
But yeah, so without like to be honest, I just finished the game, got the credits. I'm pretty sure the story opens up a ton in the post game, but there's a lot of like hidden stuff that I still don't know about the characters and the stories. Um, they definitely made the characters more human.
Yeah.
Each of the characters kind of have a major flaw. Like Naveen is kind of like crippling streamer watcher addict.
Yeah, literally.
Like most of the main kind of characters that you fight in the AZ tournament also have like a key, what do you want to call it? Like I don't want to say ick, but like one key flaw. And I
Yeah.
thought they were going toward that during the story where it's like, oh, everyone has a flaw, especially with AZ. Because AZ did like an heinous act. Um,
Yeah.
that was shown off in X and Y. But no, they didn't really do that. Um, so yeah, I was a little surprised. Low key, like overall thoughts on the story without getting too into detail. I did not like it.
Really? Like, what? Do you know why? Like, what's
I'm of the opinion that Game Freak made really good characters, just
Mhm.
a bad story.
Really? Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I think I can agree with you.
we'll get into it in a little bit, but let's talk about some of the other key characters. There's essentially like going into the story. There's this like jump. You actually skip what like 10 ranks midway through.
Yeah, yeah. I think
I did
I
not I did not
hated
like that.
that. I know. I was playing it like, oh man, like we're gonna have to grind through, what is it, 26 letters? This
Yeah,
is
and I
gonna
was
be
like really
fun.
excited to see like because of
Yeah.
course like the promotion matches felt pretty unique. Like you fought a
hmm
taxi driver, you fought like a restaurant owner, and they each
Oh,
had really cool wishes. Like
I know, I was excited too to you were able to like trash talk them too. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro.
yeah, genuinely I would have been like, yeah, I wish you didn't. That kind of leads us to the way you're able to get the promotion matches via what is it, Quizartico? You
Yeah.
have honestly, you have the CEO of Quizartico. She barely has any lines. I think she'll probably play more of a role in the DLC and or post game because again, I haven't really done any post game.
Played the Prince game. Yeah.
But Vinny, Loki, I think he's like one of my favorite characters.
I think
He's just
oh,
a he's
oh
just
my
a
goodness.
bro.
Yeah. I liked him and I really did like part of the boss of the what is it, the Rusty area or Rust
Or
team or whatever.
Corbo.
Yeah, I really his drip was cool. I thought he was a good guy too. I really liked him.
Yeah, honestly, and there's like some really cool parts at the very end with Corbo, and we'll get into that once we talk about like the final act of the game. But like yeah, each so after you take like the letter skip, I think you go from like what? You go from W to
It's
F or something like that.
yeah, you leave on F. I don't know where. I
I
think
think
it's yeah at W.
yeah, it is W to F, something like that. You just skip. And I just really didn't like that because I really did want to do a little bit more of the battle royale. Um, but I guess pacing with the story and everything, it makes a little bit of. I also think that maybe that if we actually went through all of those ranks, it would feel like we lived in Lumiose City more than we actually did.
I just think they didn't do that because it would have
It's just
made
more
the game
work,
much
yeah.
more longer. Yeah, and more work. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, so a part of my hate for this story is we're basically still fairly new to Lumiose when we try like we dedicate our life to saving Lumiose and we are just like a new person, like fresh a week old basically.
Mhm.
And I think like JRPGs are able to convey time better than what Game Freak did here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, other characters. So after the little rank jump, you then get into like the actual, I would say like the real kind of promotion matches, the ones that have pretty unique character designs. First one that you do is what's her name? Canary, is that right?
Yeah.
Another electric type content creator. Um,
Mhm.
lo-
I I think that's probably one of my most disliked characters.
I did not like her at all. So like
I
at first I was kind of like 50-50 on her. I'm like, "Oh, it's another electric type content creator. Yeah, she's great." And this is where I thought that they were gonna go into the whole like storyline where like everyone has a flaw because like after you beat her, she literally yells at her grandfather, and I'm
I
like,
think that was
okay,
dumb.
that's
Yeah.
it. I'm done.
I think
Um,
Ayano was better from like Scarlet and Violet, their electric streamer. I liked her more than Canary.
oh, 100%. I think Canary like they definitely went into more like degenerate streamer kind of
Mhm.
content creator, while Iono is more of like personality, like vlogger type.
Yeah.
Um, it's actually crazy because the more I think about it, the more that like electric type gym leaders or characters are mainly like celebrities. Because I forgot, like
Mhm.
in Black and White, I forgot her name. She is a fashion star.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's like the most famous model. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. But I definitely think like content creators are probably gonna be common in like the
I
next few games.
Yeah, I think Ayano was such a big
Yeah,
like
she was pretty
that.
huge.
I think there's probably like let's continue doing it.
I just they really want her to be big Canary because you fight her like
Mhm.
4 times in the
I know,
story.
I fought her the most out of the whole. I'm like, bro, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And then going away from her, the next character I believe is what the Fist of Justice guy. I forgot his name.
Oh, Ivory, I think.
Oh yeah, Ivory, and then like technically his sister, which I think is
Sister,
honestly
yeah.
better. So
Yeah.
Ivory's like fire type gym, or not fire, technically like fighting type gym leader in a way, and then his
Yeah.
sister is more of a ghost type. And
Yeah.
again, this kind of leads into the whole flaw thing because like his like Ivory like dedicates his life so much to fighting that he kind of is a jerk about it.
Yeah.
And like the sister calls him out on it, and they have like this like heartfelt moment where he's like, I'm sorry, maybe you could be my trainer and like help me, you know, manage this part of my life. And I'm like, okay, I thought that was a really cool moment.
Yeah.
Um Plus I just love the character design of the sister. I forgot her name, but she has the chandelier
Mhm.
and everything. Um Really cool design. That's where you first go to the sewers, is to find her because she literally runs away. Out of all of the quote unquote gym leaders, I think Ivory's probably the least memorable.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree with that.
as you know, because I literally forgot his name until you brought it up.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the next one, Corbo, I think by far one of the best.
Literally.
He's, I guess he's supposed to be like a mob boss, but then in reality, he's like a mob boss that does cool, good things.
Yeah, I genuinely loved him, bro. I mean, when we got to the part where you're like they made the whole team seem bad, but then you like talk to him more. You did these like missions with him, and then he went to the hotel, and I'm like, he's a good guy. What are these people tripping on?
Yeah, so actually, I don't think that. I think his flaw, I guess, is his perception, like how people see him.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be like less communicative, I guess, if you want to say that, because everyone fears him. But like essentially, how you get into that storyline is like Tawny takes a loan for like an ad for Hotel Z, and I feel like this as well should have been like integrated into the story as well, like more or better. Is like I guess they were trying to increase the popularity of Hotel Z,
Hmm.
but like again, it gets like said maybe one off like a few times, but it's like consistent enough where I guess it should have been something I was paying attention to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get I have my other problem with the story. But yeah, so Tani gets a loan from him, and I guess he's like a loan shark or whatever. So you fight him to clear her debt, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, but then you also help him do tasks around the city, and I think he's just legitimately a chill guy.
He looks. Dude, his drip is so good too.
Yeah, his drip. Yep, he's a poison steel type user, I believe. So legitimately, yeah, really fun fight too.
Yeah.
I think after that was I forgot her name. It's like it's a French name, but
Oh, the fashion one?
she's super fancy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like I don't even want to pronounce
Shawneth
it.
or Chabot or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like
Bro, I'm gonna
that.
get bullied in the comment section. But I liked her. She definitely again with the flaws. She cares so much about herself where she doesn't like recognize others.
Other people's, yeah.
Yeah, but like she was hosting a battle tournament and that's essentially the Elite Four of the game.
Hmm.
Um and yeah, she was just, kind of putting herself on a pedestal, making everyone else fight, and she was the final one. And then was mad how when everything doesn't go how she
What
wanted
she
it to.
wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, thought they were going into like the flaws kind of thing, but guess not. Um, yeah, her theme is awesome. I
Oh yeah. Mhm.
again, it's just overall character design, personality. Again, the characters are great. I just don't think the story is.
I
Um,
mean, I don't. As of right now, I don't have a problem with the story, but I'm not
I
like
guess you haven't
100%
you haven't
finished
like
with it.
100% of it. You are just at the you're about to
I'm
hit
like
the final act. Yeah.
I could probably finish it tonight.
Yeah. Last character that I honestly think is probably the worst one. I stand actually I think Ivory is a little bit better. Is rank A. Like Team Flare Nouveau
Really?
is basically like Team Flare returns on the last 2 hours of the story,
Hmm.
and I guess this Team Flare only has like two people a part of it because you don't see anyone else.
Right.
But this guy climbed all the way to rank A. He kept his identity hidden. He actually runs like the Team Flare or the Flare Roast cafes.
I was just gonna say.
Um, but yeah, like, and then that's when you get like deeper into like the story, like the final act where like there's Lysander in the game. I don't even want to get into that.
Oh, I think he's stupid
It
too, bro.
is
Like,
so
what's
dumb.
the
Like
point
he
of
looks
him?
so much older than he should be
Yeah.
if the timeline is going on. Um, the just Team Flare returning and not being part of the whole game, like at least like little hints. Which I mean, I think again that's what they were trying to do because you actually meet up at these cafe spots throughout the story,
Mhm.
but then you have no hint that this is like an evil organization. And then right at the
Yeah.
end, they're like, "Oh, we're actually evil," and I'm like, "No, you're not." It just takes me out of it. Yeah.
I think that is really. I mean, maybe they just try to keep it a secret and have like a big plot twist, kind of like the Volo or Volo from
Yeah.
Arceus, but I don't think it's gonna hit the stage.
It did not. I think like I could tell what they were trying to do, but then in reality, it missed. It missed. I think a lot of things miss in this whole story.
Yeah.
Um, before we get into like the final act of like the whole game, let's talk about the Mega Evolutions. There's a bunch of newly introduced
Cool.
Mega Evolutions. Um,
Uh-huh.
mainly introduced by the Rogue Megas.
Yeah.
What is your opinion, or like what are your one of your favorites?
I don't have a ranking right now,
I actually
but
want to do a tier list. Yeah.
I saw like I purposely stayed away from all the leaks, so I'm still unfamiliar with most of them, even the new ones. But on the day the game like Thursday morning, I was at school, I was on YouTube because I wanted to like see Pokemon Z and I didn't want to, and I saw the all of this megas for the starters like Tepig, Totodile,
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. Dude, I saw Emboars. I'm like, holy shit, I need that evolution
Yeah.
right now.
Honestly, like out of the three starters, Emboars looks the best. For alligators is like I could get what he basically just has a mega hood and it looks weird until he puts the
Mhm.
hood up and it's just a giant Totodile.
Yeah.
Which like I could kind of see, but it also just doesn't work half the time. And then
Yeah.
honestly, out of like the Kalos also got their mega evolutions,
Hmm.
which haven't really been officially revealed because they're locked behind Battle Club.
Battle, yep.
But Fennekin's, oh my god, does it
Dude,
look
I like,
so
yeah,
good.
it looks good.
But yeah, don't get me started. Like Chandelore's mega is amazing. Frostlass mega is
Yeah, that one
beautiful.
is cool. I really liked, I think the top three right now I've seen is Halucha.
Halucha, yeah, honestly, I think they did a good job on majority of the megas.
I like Scraggy's a lot too. Yeah, that's his name,
Yeah,
right?
if you read the description of Scraggy's mega, it's like, and he harnesses and turns white or something like that. And because he's like he's coded in a certain way, like
Yeah.
it's a little weird. But yeah, I have you seen Starmies yet?
Oh, I think that's ugly. What the
It's
heck?
literally Patrick Star. Yeah.
I know. The legs throw me off, bro.
Yeah, I think like some of them are hits and some of them are misses. Um,
Hmm.
but I do think overall all the newly introduced ones are pretty good. Like legitimately, I think they stand up to the originals.
Yeah, I think they actually did do good.
Yeah, and then like I kind of wanted my whole team to be able to mega evolve.
Hmm.
I since I did mono ghost type, 4 out of my 6 were able to mega evolve. Um,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I think when I'm gonna redo my team for like post game content and everything, I'll probably just make it where my whole team can mega evolve.
I do want my whole team to mega evolve, but the one thing I did not want was having a rogue mega on my team.
That is
But
just a crazy like I don't
I already
understand that.
I failed that already. But I have Haluchas and Barber Nicole or whatever his name is, bro.
Yeah, Barbernacle or yeah, Barbacle.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then like legitimately, I think like all because every key trainer has their own key mega, and I think they all look
Yeah.
pretty good. Oh, Scolipede looks amazing too.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, again, they all just kind of work. Um, no complaints when it comes to the megas,
Yeah.
except when it comes to the key story megas. Actually, this is gonna be I guess our major spoilers ahead. This is like the last 3 hours of the game. You haven't finished the game yet. You're like right before this part. But
Yeah.
essentially like Lysander reveals that he was like in a freak accident. There's actually a so in X and Y there was like what I forgot what it was called, like the mega destruction or whatever,
Hmm.
that takes away, and then actually AZ made a device called the Angie that's
Yeah.
inside the Prism Tower, Lumiose
Yeah.
Tower, that gives, and right now it's like leaking mega energy that's causing the rogue mega Pokemon because it's like giving energy.
To the Pokemon or
Yeah,
okay.
because like technically from my this is like from my understanding, and this story gets complicated fast.
Uh,
But like there was like a freak accident with Lysander. He gets blown up. He's still alive, but he like loses half of his memory or something like that. Um, Team Flyer's here, but then is gone in like an instant. Um, so then basically, do you know like Web of Shadows, Spider-Man?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, or basically the most recent Spider-Man game where
Yeah.
like Venom takes over the city.
Hmm.
That basically happens. It is
Really?
kind of cool, but also it's like kind of cool in the Game Freak way where you could tell Game Freak was trying to do something and just failed.
Sweet. I
Uh,
think Game Freak always does that though.
yeah, where like again, I also think it's just so dumb. Oh, I don't know. It's just like our facepalm every single time because like Quasartico is there, and it's like I guess Quasartico is kind of controlling Rogue Megas again. Like I feel like throughout this whole story, I really got no emphasis on what I was doing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like they tell you like, oh, I'm doing it for Lumiose City, or I'm doing it for Tani, or I'm doing it so I can be the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
But it's like, bro, why can't I just be the best because I want to? Like, I don't know. I don't want to do it for Lumiose City. I feel like that would have been, I don't know. But I guess
Yeah.
like the AZ Royale or ZA Royale was to find the best Mega Evolution user, so then they could use the Eternal Floette to take control back of Prism Tower, which I don't know why you need Floette to do that, but I
I
guess
know.
you do.
Yeah.
Again, there's like so many like why. So you mega evolve Floette. Floette kind of combines with the tower, but isn't really combined. The tower then kind of becomes a Pokemon. and it is so weird. Like I just don't. So like where I get the comparison to like Web of Shadows and like Venom is Mega Floette's vines kind of like spread around the city, and it looks
Mhm.
like the Venom kind of symbiote kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like there's this like common theme toward the end of the story where like AZ and then Team MZ are saying like, oh, we're actually doing something super dangerous. We could actually die because we're fighting these mega Pokemon. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're not wrong, but I just guess never felt that in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like toward the end of the game, like of course all the trainers come in, all the key trainers, and you're fighting off mega Pokemon, which I think is kind of cool.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, you're also running away from mega Pokemon. You're also trying to get to like the top of the tower. It's a cool sequence. Um, but I think that's like where the coolness factor kind of actually, yeah, I don't know. And then like the final fight is literally against the tower, but then in reality, you're just kind of fighting these little plant things at the bottom that you
Mhm.
do it like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, it's like so annoying. Like it's hard to describe it, but essentially like you look at the tower and Zygarde like gets his 100% form and you get to control him kinda, and like you beat the tower minions basically, and then you control Zygarde. Zygarde does a massive hit, then rinse and repeat 4 different times. Um, and then afterward, you Mega Evolve Zygarde because the tower fires its like massive beam of light or whatever, and then Zygarde somehow stops it. But again, it's just like the whole story is it's rough. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think like just everything just got so confusing so quick, and maybe I'm just like slow. I could just be slow. It just took me out of it. I just wanted to complete it to complete it.
Right.
But then at the end of the story, AZ dies. Mega spoiler. Which does not get explained either because he lived for 3,000 years and I guess he dies of old age.
But he should have died a while ago
But he
then.
lives for 3,000 years. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, I have a feeling it's something to do with like the Angie weapon and it firing its shot because he was saying that, what happened before is he made this weapon that took the lives of many and gave it to him and Floette. So he wanted to
Mhm.
give it back, essentially. So I'm assuming maybe like the lives that he took got taken out or something like that. It
Mhm.
doesn't get explained, and I don't think it will.
So yeah, that's so weird.
um, but yeah, I think after that, it was very cinematic. There was like a lot of cutscenes, which I think was cool. It gets pretty epic, but then again, it's also like you get taken out of it because then you go super epic, and then oh no, you gotta fight these like massive twigs. Yeah, I don't know.
It's so dumb.
It is dumb, and that really was like, bruh. I'm hoping the post game's a little better, but yeah, we'll have to see.
Or even the DLC. I don't know.
I
I
okay,
haven't
so
bought it yet.
a lot of people were concerned that the DLC took like base post game out. I do not think that's the case. From
Yeah.
my understanding, of course, you have to finish the decks. Um, you also collect Zygarde cells to like capture Zygarde as a quest.
Mhm.
Also Tawny, like you learn that like Tawny's looking for her mother, I think. And I'm pretty sure that's a post game quest. That's something you do
But
with Emma.
is the DLC out right now or?
No. So like again, like I haven't done any post. I literally got to credits. Oh, you unlock this thing called Infinite Royale. So you have like
Mm.
okay, so
You
this
can
is
just do it.
so
Yeah.
yeah, this is like Battle Royale roguelike in a sense where instead of using these challenger tickets, the challenger tickets then act like a currency you can spend for like high value items.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, you just rinse and repeat them. I think it's cool. I like the option. I can still go play the Infinite Royale or Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, that's all I did really, and then I got off because I was streaming for 30 hours.
That's crazy.
But they clearly wanted the plot to connect with like X and Y's lore, And maybe it's just like I don't understand X and Y that much, and that's why the story's lost on me.
Mhm.
But again, it's just yeah, it's
I
weird.
don't know. I think hopefully the DLC could do that.
Yeah, I think I again I don't know. I think the post game is right now. I think the post game is filled enough to where you don't need to buy the DLC to have a complete game. I think the
Mhm.
DLC is legitimately DLC. I don't think they like took it off of Legends Z-A.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a cliffhanger for the DLC,
Yeah, I would hope so.
judging by like Tawny's story. So like Tawny is like looking for someone, and that's why like
Yeah.
you talk to Emma. I don't know if that's gonna get resolved by the end of this
Oh,
base
that's right.
game.
She does have business with Emma, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and like her and Emma are working together to find. I think
Yeah,
it's her mom.
I think last time, well, I just got to the like we had to get the outfits or whatever for the party or whatever,
Yeah.
and she's like, I'm using the jacket because my mother passed,
Okay, so it's someone else, but like
like a sister or something. Yeah.
yeah, she's looking for someone that came to Lumiose City 5 years ago, which, from my understanding, is when X and Y takes place.
Yeah.
So, so if it's not her mother, it could be someone like maybe Serena or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I think we'll probably do another discussion once we get into the post game stuff.
Yeah.
You know, of course, there's Infinite Royale. I believe you're collecting Zygarde's cells. That's a part of it, and then the whole Tawny thing. You know, of course, you have like every mainstay Pokemon kind of post game, shiny hunting, competitive battling.
Yeah.
We kind of already talked about competitive battling, but what's your opinions on the whole shiny hunting kind of situation right now?
Well, actually didn't find out until just last night, but I don't know. I missed the challenge. Like, I think I was so spoiled with Scarlet and Violet because you had all the um sandwiches you can do to boost your odds. But I don't know. I wish there was more like challenge, I guess.
Yeah, this is like by far. I'm pretty sure this is gonna get patched. But yeah, like, there's a
Hopefully.
way you could like infinitely kind of hunt without doing anything. For shinies, the way shinies work, it's very forgiving, which I don't think is a bad thing. But I think they like kind of was like way too forgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So essentially, like, of course, there's the shiny sound, which I think is great, and there's the shiny
Yeah.
charm after you finish all of Mabel's. Oh, I didn't even talk about Mabel. She isn't really in the story at all, but like after you finish like Mabel's missions,
She's like Professor Oak. Like, just, yeah.
yeah, she's apparently on probation, by the way. But yeah. But post game wise, like again, like shiny hunting, it's probably super easy. The battle club, it depends how the meta grows over time. I'm pretty sure there's like Yveltal and Xerneas in the game.
I think I did see somewhere. I saw Yveltal. I didn't see
Yeah, so I'm
Xerneas.
pretty sure that's post game where you're like catching them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll probably do another kind of episode, just talk or like a bonus or something, talking about post game stuff.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that kind of concludes. Is there anything else you wanted to touch upon?
Um, no, I guess not necessarily. Like, what would you rate the game like out of 10? Or yeah, I guess
Yeah,
out
I
of 10.
guess out of 10, it's tough. I've been telling chat this because I can't rate the game yet until I know what post game is. Because I think like
Okay.
Pokemon games are defined by their post games. Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, yes, the story and the main gameplay loop, but like right now, if I were to just rate it on the story and then hypothetically like Infinite Royale, because
Yeah.
that's all the stuff, I'd probably give it like maybe a
There is a
eight,
right and wrong answer.
8 out of 10. It's not,
Okay.
it's not bad. Like, what are you
I don't know.
giving? Are
I
you
think
giving it a 10 out of 10? There's no way.
not a 10. No, not a 10 out of 10. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. I genuinely think this is Game of the Year worthy.
I don't think it's Game of the Year worthy, but the story is just dog water. I'm not gonna lie, and that's what takes me. It's because like I'm comparing this to JRPGs because this is technically a JRPG.
Right.
But if you're comparing this to Final Fantasy, if you're comparing this to Persona, this game's story is so weak.
Yeah.
It is so bad. And it's just like, bro, and maybe I'm just not understanding it. Maybe I'm going to watch a recap video and be like, oh, that makes more sense.
We'd understand it better or
But
something. Yeah.
like, that is probably the biggest disappointment right now for me is the story. And then again,
Well,
like,
no,
I don't go to Pokemon for the story, but still, it was just the whole last act was kind of like, bruh.
I don't know. Maybe you're just tripping. I mean, you stream for 30 hours. Who knows? You
That
could
is
have like,
that I genuinely have been thinking about that. Whereas like maybe I just felt like because again it's like I felt like I wasn't in Lumiose for enough time to feel like I was invested enough to actually try and protect it.
uh-huh.
But then again, like I streamed it for like 2 days straight.
No, I think my motives were not for Lumiose. It was from Tawny.
Yeah, they keep saying like you always get two options. It's like, oh, my motive is for Tawny, or my motives is for to protect Lumiose, and it's like, bro,
Yeah.
you just got to Lumiose City, like
Yeah.
you're crazy. So yeah, I think like overall, this is a good step for modern Pokemon. I
Oh
think
yeah, I think it's one of the best, excluding Sword and Shield. I think it's probably one of the best new gen games we've had.
I genuinely do think like it's better than probably most like let's just say like the last four games. Like Scarlet and Violet, it performs better than Scarlet and maybe except like Legends Arceus because that was just such a change of
Good.
pace.
I think that was good.
But
Yeah.
they definitely learned their lesson when it comes to development. I know this game was like internally delayed. Um,
Hmm.
they clearly prioritized performance because they didn't make the walls depth. But I genuinely do think like this is a good step for Gen 10. It makes me excited to see what they're gonna do for Gen 10.
Yeah. I think
Um,
they did good on the game.
but yeah, I think what score you said you gave it a 9 out of 10?
9, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe a 10 if post game is good.
yeah. Again, I think I could bump it up to a 9 depending how post game is. But like the
Hmm.
way the dex is a little too small for my liking as well. Like I
But
could
it's just
probably finish it in less than like 4 hours now after this.
it's a Legends game though. I think everyone should have
But like
expected it. I
Legends
mean,
Z-A's decks felt so much bigger and more diverse.
Arceus, you mean?
Or that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't it have like 400 Pokemon?
I think it did, but it was just to me it was also easy to catch though. I mean, there's no
Yeah, but then
like
I have no idea
exclusive,
why
no.
Legends Arceus felt so much bigger and more diverse. This game, like, I'm looking at the decks and I'm looking at the Pokemon, and I feel like they're not as diverse. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a lack of.
All right, so do you think in Lumiose, do you think the Lumiose city map is bigger or do you think Arceus is bigger?
Ooh.
I don't remember Arceus that
I
much.
think Legends Arceus was bigger.
But I mean, but I think that will explain the diverse and more Pokemon then.
I guess that
Because
makes yeah, because like all of these have to kind of be in a sort of
yeah,
city kind of. I guess
we're
that
in a
makes sense.
city and there's yeah.
Yeah, because like also like Legends Arceus had the multiple regions that had multiple styles, I guess is the best way to put it.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
hmm, yeah. It's hard to say because it just feels bad when like I finish the game and I'm like I could probably finish these decks in like less than 4 hours.
I think that's what I hate about any Pokemon. If any Pokemon game is that easy with completing the deck, I just like a challenge in general, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think like every mainline game does a pretty good job with that. I think like of course diversity is pretty good. I just think like the overall pick of Pokemon just feels a little weak as well. I'm hoping because apparently they're adding like 200 Pokemon in the DLC, which is unfortunate
Mhm.
that we're getting that in the DLC, but like it could resolve all of this.
I don't, well, I mean, Scarlet and Violet's DLC had, I believe, 200 in both the DLCs
Yeah, so
too.
it's a total of 400. But yeah, I don't know. I think I do. I think you are right. Like since it all is in Lumiose City, they
It
definitely
can't be
they
that
can't
big
have
of.
a diverse amount of Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but I think that's really about it. Um
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a little bit different than our me counterparts. Yeah, we saw I saw the models. I saw that you could like take selfie and I'm like, bro, I have to do like PNG tubers instead of the armies. Um Next week we'll go back to our regular scheduled programming. We'll have Drake back on the show. We might do like a bonus pod after we do post game that isn't a part of We Speak Weekly. But yeah, I think that's really about it. I am Freddie,
And I'm Jesse.
and we will see you next time. Goodbye. Like and
Bye.
subscribe. I can't believe I didn't do that.